and we're going to be walking a little bit in this neighborhood, and maybe we finish with a snack. We are over a main avenue, so I hope that it's not very noisy. And either way, Rodrigo is going to be screaming almost the whole time. So let me just point to Rodrigo. How are you, Rodrigo?
Hi everybody, how are you? I'm really good today. I'm really hot.
Not in a good way.
The wind, well, in both ways, I guess. I don't know. No, but it's it's just the beginning of spring, and it's an amazing afternoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go for a short discovery of some abandoned places and some icons, like epicenters of the true expression of the modern Mexico, built in the mid 20th century, alongside with some cultural information, some like cool and interesting murals.
Pablo says hi. Pablo says hi.
Pablo, hi Pablo.
Thank you so much for that high award, Pablo. So nice to see you here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, on time, really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a very cool area, and to me one of my favorites. It also has a special connection to me, guys, actually, because this neighborhood known as Narvarte was the first neighborhood I came to live when I moved out of my parents' house when I was just a very young 20-year-old little Rodrigo. So a word from my emancipation happened here, so it has a special meaning to me. But the story we have for you today, it's
and when it was cheaper, right?
When it was way cheaper, yeah.
Hi, Rita from Tampa. How are you? ¿Cómo están? All right, we're going to start to walk to see some of these murals. And let us know if by any chance you can, if it's kind of too noisy, or maybe we can speak a little bit louder, because we are over a main avenue over here. And sometimes when, a lot of cars pass, or ambulances or whatever, it gets too loud. Benjamin, I'm glad that you made it today.
Hey, Benjamin, hi.
And Rita, thank you so much for that Stay Safe award. All right, where are we going to start, Rodrigo?
That reminds me of this.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, the thing is that it's so the weather here, it's now so nice and warm that wearing the mask is like having another sweater.
Yeah.
And it actually makes your mouth sweat, so the less we can use it or wear it.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, today are you ready? Thank you for joining us. The experience is going to be talking about the ministry. Let's say in Mexico we call it Secretaría, which is where the people in charge are. In this case, it's going to be for the communications and transportation. That means pretty much the public works controlled over the whole country. That's that ministry, what was made for. Now, the interesting thing is that the place where we are standing represented the opening, let's say, the blooming of the Mexican modern days, and especially of functionalistic architecture, organically integrated. So today we're going to be looking at an abandoned place today. We're going to be talking about some of the earthquakes that have shaken Mexico City to the bone. We're going to be talking about some lost artists, and especially the murals that have to be now rescued from their own fate. Okay, so let's start doing that if you want.
Great. Su Young. Hola, ¿cómo están? My friend is Rodrigo. Maybe you haven't seen him. You have seen Indrani, but you haven't seen Rodrigo. So it's sometimes Indrani, sometimes Rodrigo. This is amazing to have an extra person with you while exploring Mexico City. Thank you, Yasin. We try to make it more dynamic and more engaging. So sometimes with only one person grabbing the gimbal and talking and eating and ordering food, it's too complicated. And especially with all the knowledge that Rodrigo has, he makes it very, very interesting. And we hope that you learn something, guys. And so yes, thank you so much for that to everyone that is here. And where are we starting, Rodrigo?
Yeah, well, we started here. We really want to say that this facility, it's interesting because a long time ago, we have talked about this guy so much, the dictator, right, Porfirio Diaz. He was the one that started really empowering and developing the communication system and the public works. That means all the architecture and engineering that happened in Mexico, the infrastructure that mostly was developed here in the city, and then it was trying to be pushed over to the rest of the country. Around that time, there was another building that was built especially for that matter. That was back in Centro Histórico, and that was in the 1910s, okay? But 40 years later, when the modern days in Mexico had arrived, there was a different conception of architecture, and there was a different conception of development. And that's when the government decided to integrate and introduce these like these leader ideas, or let's say how you call this, like avant-garde ideas of the functionalistic architecture from Le Corbusier and guys like that. No? So this facility was originally meant to be a hospital of several stories tall, but because of the project didn't have enough money to be completed, the presidential term changed, and the new president, who was last name was Ruiz Cortines, decided to commission the whole facility to be adapted to become the new Ministry of Public Works and Communications. So with that, in 1954, some very important muralists from that time were invited to come and work alongside these new architects and engineers in order to complete this project, guys. So some of the names that are very famous, and if you come to Mexico, you will hear repeatedly, is Juan O'Gorman, a very close friend to Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo. And the other guy would be Jose Chavez Morado, also friends and acquainted with Diego Rivera, but from just a little bit later generation, okay? So these two guys are present here. Let's check them out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yasin, for that Stay Safe award. And where where are we going to start?
Well, we just wanted to show you. This is, I mean, right now the angle, the perspective doesn't really help to show how big this facility is, but we will be able to get to that point where you will be able to see the whole complex. But at the big, I mean, from here we can start looking at the art that was important to be materialized here around that time, the 1950s in Mexico. So we have, actually, if you notice at the bottom, guys, we have this angled cementation, which tries to resemble the pyramid or the architectural way of the pyramids or the temples built by the pre-Columbian or pre-Hispanic civilizations. And then we have the whole facade or the whole wall. It's actually over 5,000 square meters, guys, of damaged murals, and we'll see why damaged. But we can see the elements of a pre-Columbian world. We have the people working on the land, and we have different elements, all in mosaic. By the way, guys, this is all different type of rocks, including volcanic rocks, basalt stone, and many other different river stones, etc. So we can see the elements of water down here is like a caiman or crocodile, a frog, and then an acholotl or ajolote, which is the Mexican non-developed salamander, which was native to the lake of Mexico City. This is the symbol of water. Above the water is the earth, and on the earth is the people.
We can see some Spaniard conquerors there.
That's right, yeah. We can see the difference between, that's a Mayan, clear Mayan representation of a Mayan leader on the left. And then here on the right, we have a clear representation of a Spanish conquistador, maybe or most likely Hernan Cortés, no?
Yeah.
And it's having this conversation with the indigenous people. So we're talking about the mixture, the fusion of these two cultures. Then we have a pre-Columbian also important like glyph representing or trying to recreate or combining the elements of fire and water. No, this one here. No, it's these ones are like how can I say it, like stylish. No, these symbols are not exact copies of the pre-Columbian writings. These are like new interpretations, but always based on the actual typography or hieroglyphics of our ancient civilizations. No? And then over here we see a lot more modern. So that's the past on the left, and this is more like the present, or well, now it would be 1954, passes over 50 years ago. But this is now exactly how people were arranging to come over with the labor as we know it. No, so like the things that are coming or traveling through water, coming down here, also working the land, and then also following the master, like the leader, the engineer, the architect, the one that is in charge of the project. Talking to the worker, to the working class person, no? El obrero. And then again, we see the elements of the pre-existing or the former existing lake here, down at the bottom with the turtle and the shrimp and the fish.
Awesome. This is a beautiful mural, guys. I wish that you could be here looking at it, and it's amazing to see that it's all with the stones. So this is very different from other murals that we have seen, right? Because of the, how do you call the technique? Just the
Mosaic.
mosaic. Yeah. This is a great building that I have never took the time to see it properly.
Okay, guys, now it's where it gets a little more interesting because we were talking, or we just mentioned before, about the great earthquakes that have always been present around Mexico City. And I'm not scaring you away, of course. You're always more than welcome to come. And even if you want to experience one, we won't let you down. But there are indeed some, let's say, overlookings, not to say mistakes from the government or the authorities that never really sometimes took the time to really study what were the conditions to build in this ground that we have beneath our feet. No, this is very fragile. It's very soft ground down here. So this building today is abandoned after the earthquake of 2017. Wow. It suffered very strong damages, just as when it happened in 1985. And still, it was used after 1985, but then after 2017, it became completely abandoned. So we can come closer.
That's great. Hello, Moose from LA. Thank you so much for being here. And remember that you can ask any questions, guys, if you are curious about any detail, about any where are we, which neighborhood. So what do we have of breakfast? Any question, it's a good question. And I didn't know that this place was abandoned.
The whole thing. Now you can see, guys, a little better the dimensions of this facility. It's quite big, and we will continue to go around it so that you can see it. We have some remains of an Art Deco, again, stylish and modernized Art Deco streamlined architecture in the tower, which was, as you can see, there are some antennas remaining because the Ministry of Communications, this was the headquarters. So that was like, it is actually like a giant antenna. No, it's almost like it's going to take off and go like a rocket over the moon.
It's like a transformer.
Exactly, that's right. And that's when you really get to see the type of the concept and the ideas that were behind this architecture in the past. These ones, this is the gate 3, as you can see, that was the access. That is the symbol or the type of government decoration that belonged to Peña Nieto, still our former president. Yeah. So you can see this is a 2017 sign, hasn't been removed. And we have again the wall decorated with all these very strong presence of those ideas of the great muralists of Mexico. And we're talking about the great muralists because those were the guys that started the movement, the political movement as we know it, of muralism, which was working alongside the government to create a certain kind of speech where people were always coming first, but in reality that really never happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, these are part of the walls that are covered in tiles and rocks. With a mosaic, no, this would be an access, and now you can see it's completely abandoned. I actually wonder why there's not an actual gang of homeless people living there. No?
True. Because it looks like a great ceiling.
Exactly.
Have you ever entered before this thing was abandoned, or maybe after?
I was only able to go to the main plaza. We'll see it in just around the corner.
Yeah.
But I was wanted to show you this amazing work and try to decipher it a little for you, no. Normally, you will see these, or you will read or interpret these murals based on what they are telling you. And in this case, it's always, or it will be, from bottom to top. No, at the bottom of the mural, the two guys that are standing or flanking the symbol in the middle, that looks like a gear with a hand. No, the symbol of industrialization and labor, and the man operating these machines. On both sides, we have the engineer and the architect. Around them, if you see the blue area, which is it's like bordering and giving room to other people, the blue part is this the memory of the lake that was here.
Yeah.
Next to them, we see the family. We see the Mexican great family in all the different expressions of the society. From the businessman, the traditional family. Check that out, guys. Right over there in the right corner, we see the frame of the modern family that we saw on television for decades. A man that goes to work a woman that is clearly representing, like she's more like in charge of the household,
Yeah.
and then the child at the bottom, no? And then on the other side, we have also different parts of the society, no, mostly workers. We see that there's a pyramid in the middle, and then it says national unity. That's what we have there.
Yeah.
Above that, we see the sign of the house. It's a symbol of the house. Above Unity Nacional, it's the ancient glyph of the house, meant Cali. So that's where we are. That's our house. It looks like a giant X because that is what the city of Mexico was represented before, no? As the lake and the land on the sides of the lake or the canals. We have a warrior that is shaking hands again with the working class, the workforce, and that's the farmers. No, we see these are the both sides of the people that are building the nation, and they are praised here. No, and then we still see the elements of like the feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl, on the left. Some symbols of technology like a tower, and then it says communications, and then public works. Finally, at the top, we see Emiliano Zapata, famous revolutionary guy. He was fighting alongside the villain Pancho Villa, but he was from the south, and he was always fighting for the rights of the people working in the fields, no, the farmers. And then on the other side, on the right side, we have the last Mexica emperor, Cuauhtemoc, which is holding his power staff. He has his feather hat dress, and the symbol of the descending eagle in the upper right corner, where the airplane is just flying right now. On the other side, we have Zapata, and it says land and freedom. It's the flag that he's holding. And right in the middle, we have a magnificent, beautiful representation of the foundation of Mexico, Tenochtitlan, or the ancient city of the Mexica people, the Aztecs. And we have the eagle sitting on that cactus. It's holding an almost invisible, beautiful snake. Then it's also covered by the famous how do you call this shield? No, the chimali, which is the warrior shield, and it's holding in its beak the beautiful wisdom symbol of the burnt water or the sacred duality, represented above it by the sun in the left and the moon on the right. So we have the masculine and the feminine, the water and the fire, the life and the dead, all this cosmovision of duality coming from the above, coming from the heavens, represented all the way down in the national unity. This is really astonishing, guys. I hope that you enjoyed just as I do. But the whole thing is now abandoned. Let's continue.
Yeah, let's break in.
Let's break in. Yeah.
Yes.
Who's up for a breaking in, guys?
Some illegal live streams. So Moose says, I love the paintings and the designs. The Asian style is great, very historical. Thank you for that super hard war. And Ayman, hello from Clearwater. Thank you so much for being here. The ancient warrior is awesome, it says.
Oh yeah, the ancient warrior is amazing. Right there. And also, forgot to mention it, but we have here, right above the central part, we have another representation of that duality. On the left, we have the eagle head, and on the right, we have the head of the jaguar. The jaguar and the eagle were also personifications or representations of that duality, and they were also considered very special creatures for what they represented. You know? Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that hard to bring up a letter
and ask for a permission to break in.
Yeah.
Just like your friend did with the Cine Opera, no?
Yeah. Yeah. I really wish that we can still go there.
So guys, this is now an almost 4 year ago, 3.5 years ago, abandoned place.
Yeah.
And we still don't know what will be the final decision of the authorities, like the fate of these great murals. No?
Because even that it's abandoned, it's not like I don't see any, like police lines thing, like any.
No, this is really gonna become like one of those mysterious, abandoned, probably haunted places.
Yeah. Because nothing was destroyed. It's just in danger of that it could fall, right?
Well, actually, some pieces were totally lost, and we'll see it in a moment.
Okay.
Just wanted to show you the author of this one. It's a smaller work, and this one was developed by Jorge Best, one of the other associates and students and pupils and artists of that time. But I want you to see the years 1953.
Yeah.
They opened the complete like what do you call this, like Well, the whole area, it was the complete ministry was opened in 1954. But remember, it was intended to be first a hospital, but that project was abandoned. So this place would be for the second time abandoned, then adapted to become this, and finally finished in 1953. This one shows again. Well, you can see it, guys. It's all related to science and development. This is the modern days. Modernity is coming to our nation. And so it's obviously architecture, no? So we have now a group of facilities, of buildings that are built for an intention, for a function, and they must serve that function. And the murals were also serving that same function. The murals were propaganda to the people living around here, walking by, just like you and I.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, still again, the signs of modernity, but from a previous time. What it's really amazing is down at the bottom, this very interesting helix, no, like pairing the serpent, the snake that is going up and down,
Yeah.
together with that fire,
Yeah.
fire that seems like feathers. So both of them are representing again the water and the fire, and the great fertility that brings rain and the sun.
True. Yeah, it's a beautiful. I never put so much attention to this place.
Actually, really, most people in the city, they
Yeah. Right.
they probably just drive by. But I
Yeah.
was always like hooked when I used to drive by here.
Yeah, I
Here we
used to
have a
go to
different
high
one.
school over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they never explained us about this place.
We have a couple more murals here, but we want to go around the block. Just turn right to show you the main square of the whole complex. That's the word I was looking for.
All right. I'm glad the government has left it alone. Says.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, that and also that it's well, because if it's abandoned, like Rodrigo said, it's interesting to see that it's not packed with homeless or no like they put graffiti in it or something. No.
Yeah. I think that it's in a way.
Ah, look, now we have the skites.
We have the snacks. They are already there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we can
Those
come
are
later.
famous.
Or maybe I can come other day. Because right now I'm living walking distance from here.
So, guys, I wanted to show you this cross crossroad here, this crossing of streets, because this is also a symbol of those modern days. Just a few years before this, they opened this one in the 50s, in the early 50s, late 40s. There was a big transformation that was happening, especially in the understanding of urbanism, coming with these ideas of engineer and architecture. This avenue here, it's the eje central, or the central axis of the roads, and that's around the time when all these major streets were converted or turned into just a one-way, because they used to be before two-way. No, you could drive going in and out or back and forth. But then they said, no, cars will start to be a lot more present here. We are reaching oil, etc., etc. We'll have these big avenues, only one way. So that's eje central. So that means that we are really, really in the southern. We're just like one straight line down from Mexico City Historic Center. So we are just aligned with the centro. And this is the Xola Avenue. It's a Mexica or a Nahuatl word, and it's the axis 4, the main intersection.
What shola means? Do you know?
I don't know. It means it has a. It's a complete Nahuatl word.
Uh-huh.
I think it was the name. I'm pretty sure it was the name of the village that was around here, as an originary town. No, the people that lived here, they call the area Xola, but I don't know the meaning.
Because it's a palm tree. You know the.
Well, that's important, and we'll say it in a moment. The station, the trains, the metro station symbol is a palm tree, but it has nothing to do with the word.
Yeah.
It has something to do with that same movement that we were talking about in the transformation of Mexico, no? Because this neighborhood, Narvarte neighborhood, is like that direct daughter of that like movement, no? The 1950s movement, 1960s. So there's a very specific architecture, and there's a secret about that palm tree we're going to talk about.
Oh wow! This looks like Chernobyl.
Aha, exactly, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Chernobyl
Yeah.
is exactly one of the towns that most perfectly represents that modern functionalistic architecture in the socialistic in Russia, no, in the USSR. So the architecture looks very similar, and then well, I don't know if you can see it from here, guys. Maybe we can bring the phone inside. And I love the hour because it's the dusk, so
Yeah.
we have a very good
Let me see
perspective.
if I mean I'm worried that if I put the phone in, somebody will just grab it. Let's see.
Now, so no one will grab it.
That's it.
Okay, guys. So this is we were just on the right side over there. We were over here, but on the next side, and we just turned right, and now we're looking at the whole facility from the front. I don't know if it's visible to you guys, but the building is now it's crooked, it's tilted, and it's sinking on the right side. If you look at the floor, it also has all these big differences or like different levels. No, it's like a going up and down.
Yeah.
This is what happened, guys. They knew it actually. The architects that were involved with the project in the 1950s, they knew that the floor here, the ground here, was not eligible for this type of architecture. And believe it or not, they really didn't care. So in 1985, they saw the results, but they decided to just keep it here for the next years. And then 2017 was devastating and definitive. So here on the right side, we still see the presence of these murals, and they go up over and on the edge of the building. But as soon as we move to the other side, to the left, you're going to see that part of it it's already gone because it fell with a shake. We also have very interesting reliefs like carved stone down here at the bottom, also
Yeah.
welcoming you to the offices. And if probably you can still see it, the stairs, no, these steps that are taking you up. Again, they are inspired and they are an exact copy of the type of steps you would find in indigenous cities such as Monte Alban or Teotihuacan. No? It's inspired on that pre-Columbian architect.
It's beautiful. It's crazy that the whole place it's abandoned. Also, that building.
Yeah,
That's
everything is
crazy.
abandoned. The transformer robot right there. It's one of my
Yeah.
so incredible structures. Okay, guys, probably from here you can see it. So all that structure, which is one of the towers of the complex, so half the mural is missing.
Yeah.
We don't have it any longer, and
That was the
that's
earthquake.
that was the earthquake. Yeah, mostly was the earthquake, and then also well some demolitions that were needed because the remains were not properly attached to the wall, so they could fall over at any time. The pieces, because this is again mosaic, the pieces were collected back, but I really don't know how many different. It's like solving a puzzle.
Yeah.
You would have to put them back together and then try to reproject the mural as it was. I mean, luckily for us, we still have the sketches. We still have Chavez Morado and O'Gorman's preliminary work. It's available, but also we have photographic records of how the murals look like. But you can see the whole part, the whole upper half of this tower, and also the half of the remaining of the facade of the tower behind it. They also have lacking murals. No? So that was the earthquake.
And that was like immediately during the earthquake or after.
It was during the earthquake, and then some of the replicas that came later also.
Yeah.
We also have this. This is the sign. It's actually the title of the facility, guys. And it's what we were saying. It's Secretaría de Comunicaciones y Transportes, the Ministry of Communications and Transportation. Before they gave it this name, it was known as the Ministry of Communications and Public Works. So this whole complex is known as SCOP. That's the initials of
Scott, no?
SCOP.
Look at this.
Guys, I'm sure that now the perspective is gonna work better, and I'm sure that you can see how damaged this area. I'm pointing with my finger. I really hope that you can see it, but it's feels like if you sneeze, it's going to fall.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see it after you point it out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the missing half, no? So from here to the top, there's no more mural.
Yeah.
It's gone. Also over here in this building, this area was also covered by the mural, and it's no longer there.
Thank you, Adam, for that. Appreciate your award. Thank you, Adam. This is an amazing place.
And then we can see, I mean, the remains of the mural that we have here. We have again, it would be on the left. So we have again the eagle that is descending, but it's also an eagle warrior down at the bottom. We're starting from the bottom to the top. And then above the warrior that is falling, we have like a procession of warriors from the indigenous days. No, we have warriors dressed up in all their gears, ready to battle. And then above them, there was the beginning of the glyph of an apparent like house again, a Mexica or indigenous house. And then we only have the 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of legs of the characters that were coming above them. Yeah. And then we don't really have them anymore, as you can see.
Yeah. Wow.
Right. I mean, I'm lucky that I wasn't inside this place during the earthquake, because I mean you can really see.
Oh,
I
have
really
you
wish
ever
you had.
here?
I've always been, yeah. When I was in 1985, I was only 1 year old, so my life was
Yeah.
an earthquake, pretty much.
I don't think that you could be here.
No, but then on 2017, I was back at my house in the center, Mexico City, in downtown, and it felt like I was in a banana boat or something like that.
No, but no.
Yeah.
In tu casa, in your house? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I thought I thought it looks pretty, firm.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid, but still, it dances along with the air. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, guys, around that time in the 50s, these ideas that were coming with this type of thinking, the modern days, modernity coming to Mexico. Remember our previous show? We were in, well, not show, but our previous live tour. We were in Tlatelolco, and we saw this great complex, no, with these condo houses, no, these condo apartments. It belongs to the exact same time. No? It had a purpose.
Yeah.
So this, oh, you can see it from here. Sorry. I think it's better how tilted, how crooked this building is. I don't know if it's.
Yeah. Well, I can see it from here, but I don't know. With the phone, you can see.
I don't know if our friends can really perceive it, but this building, it's tilted to the left and ready to fall. And we really hope it doesn't. Now there's nothing inside.
Yeah.
And you can see also the statue.
What is that statue?
Symbolism of Freedom. It has the eagle in the back. It represents Cuauhtemoc, because it's again the eagle that is descending. No, we can see the foot is on fire. No, Cuauhtemoc was punished because of that, and then it's like also the father of the Mexican nation too. No, as being the last of the Mexica governors. Again, it's a stylish statue, but it was this statue and another one that it's found on the other patio. They were both made specifically for this compound.
Wow. So this one, it has the lights turned on, but it's abandoned.
Yeah, this one. I mean, both of them have some kind of security somewhere inside, but they don't really want to. They're not gonna pay for like 100 police.
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy that it's still, I'm going to show you the building from here. Look at this, the perspective.
Yeah. This is the one we were telling you guys. No, it has a very very little reminiscence of the Art Deco, but then it comes with this very futuristic, functionalistic architecture. So, so it was that this whole neighborhood where Ubish is staying today, well, right now,
Yeah, these 2 weeks.
was completely developed together, or almost just hand in hand with this building. You know? So when they finished it, or part of the project, thinking very very similar to what we discussed when we went to Tlatelolco. Remember that this great condo complex was provided with even a movie theater, and there was gyms over there, and there was several schools, there was a high school, etc. Well, here was no exception. No, it was very similar, and so the government decided that it was probably going to be a good idea to build a condo complex, no, a group of houses for the people working at the ministry.
Okay.
And that is what we're looking at here.
So, and it's only this like aisle, this row? Or?
No, there's many more. We're going to be
Okay.
walking here on the right.
Yeah.
We're going to discover the rest of it. But this we call it unidad habitacional or vecindad. It's basically a condo house. And they are not as what is the it's not they're not as opulent as Tlatelolco.
Yeah.
Because it was dedicated, or it was considered to be given to probably a lower class. No, they were working for the government, but it was like the bureaucracy of that time. But they were going to be able to live just really walking distance from their job. No?
Yeah.
So what else they wanted?
Yeah.
In a city like Mexico City, I mean, that's
Yeah.
obviously no one was told that their job or the place they were working probably could collapse.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like next to your home.
And it's next to your home.
Yeah. Something for rent over there, guys. I'm actually going to have a chat. Some language school contact me, and they want me to have like a chat about how it's to for foreigners to move to Mexico. And I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh, it is probably one of the best decisions you can make.
Yeah.
Only if you also choose to take a couple of tours and you just
Yeah.
don't come and live here and not know anything about it. I'm just kidding. You do whatever you want, but it would be nice for us
Yeah.
to take you around and then bring you to your house to be for the next 5 years or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I like a lot those ones.
Yeah, here we can see part like this building on the left is it's one of the examples of that architecture. No,
Yeah.
we're talking about the 60s here again. We see the style. No, the walls are made of different colorful mosaics, so it's tiny little tiles. But then take a look at the balconies. No, that's a whole balcony for a full apartment.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking. I mean, this is middle upper class, but they were conceived together with that avant-garde ideas. No? So what we are really walking in Colonia Narvarte, I don't even think that some of the people that live here are aware of that.
Yeah.
The first time I actually moved here, I was sure that there was because of a reason. No? And little by little, I ended up understanding and discovering what reason was that I moved here when I was 20. And it's all the history, no? Especially in the modern days.
Yeah. So over there we can see. Remember, guys, I'm sure that place in the corner used to be a restaurant. It looks very, very much like a restaurant. And
Yeah.
remember that during this pandemic, close to 14,000 businesses, food businesses, have went out of business. So it has been pretty bad for a lot of food restaurant owners.
Yes.
You can see other ones that are surviving. But yeah. Look, and a lot of places for rent over there also. I see rent. That one is huge.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is huge. And just above a bar, so you can be living your How I Met Your Mother lifestyle Mexican version.
Exactly.
Regina 18. I wonder if that's the same one that it's over
It's
Regina.
the same one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a branch.
Yeah.
So here you can see how this is the end of one first building, and then here it's the beginning of the condo
other.
complex.
Yeah.
And then there starts another building, and they have actually painted them in different colors over the years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it used to be like a like a bathroom green color before.
Bathroom green, like that one.
Something like that. Actually paler.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, some of the apartments that you'll find here are all of them over 80 square meters. Easily.
Here the apartments are bigger, right?
2 rooms, yeah.
Where do you used to live? How it was?
It was quite big. It was 3 rooms, one living room, one dining room, tiny kitchen though, but the rest of it was, and it had a tub. The bath had a tub, guys.
Oh, that's great.
So I enjoyed recreating a scene like from Fight Club when they're like taking showers in the bathtub.
Yeah.
With a beer and relaxing.
It's weird to find bathtubs in Mexico City.
Yeah, well, Narvarte is one of the neighborhoods that will probably surprise you.
Yeah, actually, the place that I'm staying has a bathtub.
There you go.
It's a small one. It's a small one, but it's a bathtub.
Yeah.
I mean, when we are not taking baths, we just put some ice over there, some beers.
Exactly.
It also works.
Yeah, you make a party in your house. And
yeah.
You can have the frigo bar in the bathroom.
It's an interesting graffiti there.
Yeah, it's very geometric.
So how do you see this neighborhood, guys? Are you liking it? Well, this huge structure over here, the scoop, it's crazy.
Yeah, Scop Center. So yeah, the ideas around that time was for the government to move these different government buildings and ministries away from Mexico City Centro. They didn't want to have all these offices back in there. So it was an attempt to decentralize the government, but not really taking it to another state. Yeah. It was only just within Mexico City.
Just to another neighborhood.
Just to another neighborhood, yeah.
Okay. This one is very different.
Yeah, this one is more like after 1985. Sure, it's 90s style.
Yeah.
Or it was only just refurbished. Some of these buildings were not exactly damaged to the bone, so they were able to be remodeled only and then occupied. And here we have again another building from the condo complex.
Yeah, there's lots
intended for the people working at the complex.
And I'm sure that these ones are smaller, no? The apartments.
Yeah, this is what we would call a social interest building. No? So the apartments are probably just reaching the.
Something
55.
Smells good. Something smells very good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right? Some people don't like it, but I like the graffiti. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the graffiti. If it's more like closer to street art, that's good. But if it's just the name of a dude,
the tagging.
The tagging, that's like, come on, no? We say in Mexico, tag your ass. No? You're gonna tag something, tag your ass.
That's how the grandmas used to say, no?
Yeah.
Why don't you tag your ass?
Yeah. Muy interesante. Gracias por mostrarnos, Adam says. Lenny Vélez, why doesn't the government crack down the graffiti? It looks terrible. Hi, by the way. Mostrarnos. Don't worry. You can make mistakes, Adam. Los errores están bien. So what do you think about that question, Rodrigo? Why the government doesn't crack down the graffitis? I have heard that actually because we have so many problems of illegal graffitis, in Mexico was developed this anti-graffiti painting. No,
anti-graffiti, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we created that painting, no?
Yeah, because it's such a huge problem. A friend of mine is a street artist. Obviously, he started just tagging like that, walls like that. And but yeah, I mean, I don't see that it's much of a gangs thing over here, like in the LA. I think that it's more just like, hey, I can do this and you can catch me, no? And I have done like thousands of these in the city, so I think so. Jayito, those tacos árabes are okay.
Yeah, we're starting to get more close to get closer to the hype area, no, the cool area of Narvarte's neighborhood. Narvarte neighborhood. Now, Narvarte neighborhood is divided also in two. It's divided in its eastern portion, which is the one we are now, and then the western portion that it's the one that is further away over there. As you can see, the sun is setting in the west, so we're walking west, and we just made it to the to the edge or the border where the condo complex or the unity, la unidad habitacional of the people finishes. People that used to work over there, and then the whole Ministry of Communications would be found just behind this area. No? Probably you can still see. We are looking from here at the very back of that tower with the antennas on top. Our transformer little guys taking off to as a rocket.
Rita says, I would love to visit Mexico one day. Well, come anytime. Meanwhile, you do your PCR test before. And yeah. Remember, Marquis Studios, nice. Hi, Marquis. Hello from Texas, by the way. Hello. So nice to see you here. I don't know if this is your first time over here or maybe you have been a silent watcher, but welcome. And remember to hit that subscribe button if you're here and you want to see more live streams in Mexico City. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to do a late night taco tour live stream because on, on this neighborhood, there's lots of great tacos. Where are we watching, Rodrigo?
Well, this is also very cool, a cool intersection of streets and things happening in this neighborhood that I really like. When I was living here, I lived just one block away over that street known as Vertis Street.
Okay.
We're very close, and I would spend many hours, guys, sitting at this fountain here in this roundabout. This is a roundabout here in Narvarte, and it's interesting because the same concept of that development or the fractioning, no, the sketching of the city was thought with these modern ideas. They wanted to go against the grid, so it wasn't all just like squared, and they developed here some diagonal streets. So this roundabout brings the intersection of two diagonal streets that are forming a giant X, and then a straight one that crosses in the middle. So there's 6 different ways in or out to this roundabout, and we're gonna be able to try to check them out. But I wanted to show you this architecture here, also very modern as well. It's not super nice or pretty, but it has some kind of charm.
Yeah.
And in front of it, you have this like streamline, also very late 50s, early 60s construction for an angled apartment complex. Look at the round windows. Look at those stripes on the right side. No, round windows there. Right there. And those windows on the right side.
Yeah.
And then this big panel on the windows that are just going around in a circle.
Those are huge apartments, I bet.
Yes, they are. And the coolest thing is that at the top you have a very nice like balcony terrace.
Yeah, that one at the top, it's
That one at the
amazing.
top's amazing. Yeah.
But if you look, it doesn't have even curtains. I think that maybe it's not occupied.
Probably, yeah, it's for rent.
Yeah, well, like,
You guys want to live there? Maybe.
yeah. Or you guys want to see me living there? Yeah,
Donations are accepted.
yeah, donations are accepted. Remember, guys.
We're doing this from the heart. But if there's any way you want to support what we're doing as unemployed tour guides during the pandemic, we will be very, very greatly appreciated, guys. Thank you.
Marquis sounds good. Elotes are great as well. What part of CDMX is this? This is Narvarte neighborhood. Narvarte. Narvarte Poniente, actually, no?
Yeah. Narvarte Oriente.
Oriente. I always get confused with them. So yes, I have no idea how to say it. Morcavis. I'm sure that I'm messing that up, so I'm sorry. But look at that one on the top. No, like.
Yeah, that's very. It reminds me of some places in Las Vegas. No?
Yeah.
It is in a way. Also reminds me of some places in Havana.
Yeah.
With that terrace at the top, probably like a coffee club or something. No?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bring some of those like ancient cocktails, no?
Yeah.
Like the type of James Bond
Where the-
rendezvous, no?
Where the mafia gathers.
Exactly,
No?
exactly. That's right.
With their pet monkey. Do you know the population of Mexico City? Well, do you know it right now?
We're close to the 25 million.
Close to 25 million.
Minus all the lives that have been sadly taken by COVID, of course. But,
Yeah, I'm sure that has changed a little bit due to COVID, but we're still many Mexicans. So, it smells something good, right? Can you smell it?
Yeah.
Some of the many taquerias. Apparently, this neighborhood, guys, Narvarte, is the neighborhood with more taquerias in all Mexico. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. Thanks, a cool building. What an amazing view it must have. Yes, Benjamin, indeed. That architecture, it's very beautiful. 9 million. 9 million in Mexico City, like in the central part of Mexico City. But because we have the other region called Estado de Mexico, which is just the outskirts of Mexico City, it's pretty much considered one. Hey, thank you so much for that donation, Benjamin. Thank you so much.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Benji. You rock. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope that, well, I'm sure that over there where all in Texas was bad, you had a bad time, but thank you so much for supporting and pretty much always being here. Oh, yes, the whole area. Yeah, thank you, Moss. All right, so now we are seeing.
Guys, there's an eagle over there.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find it in the Zoom.
Wow, we are so lucky.
And sometimes they have their nests over there. So that's an eagle, a Mexican eagle.
Yeah, I think it just might be from. I knew once. I knew a guy that had a couple. They were his pets,
No way.
and he lived around here, and he used to like fly them around here, and then like call them back to him. I don't know, but that bird there, can you see it in that branch? That is an eagle, guys.
Yeah, it's over there. The Zoom look.
Wow, yeah, it works very well. It's not a pigeon at all. Promise you that.
So be careful if you bring your pet rabbit over here or something, because
Yeah, it might just be taken by this fearful eagle. Now you can span. Actually, just with that zoom, you can still probably pan to the left. I'd like to show everyone the jacaranda trees. The jacaranda tree that is probably over there to the right. Sorry for that. A little more. Aha, there it is.
yeah.
You see that tree, guys, with a beautiful like violet
Find the serpent.
kind of color.
Adam says.
Yeah, find a serpent. Let's find a serpent
Yeah,
here.
let's find the serpent. Yeah. Benjamin, thanks for all the information. You guys are great. Thank you so much, Benjamin. I mute the mic. Sorry. I wanted to. Damn it. That's it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
So this is the season for jacarandas, guys. This is a magical moment, I would say. This is like the blue hour of the day.
Yeah.
The sun
Jacarandas,
is-
eagles. We just need a snake.
We just need a snake. We can sacrifice a child. No, I'm just kidding. There's children playing now. Sadly, this is a fountain, guys. This here, it's a fountain, and it's another like reinterpretation, stylish from a fountain that was built by a Spanish guy in the late 1700s. That fountain it's found now in front of a church called Loreto Church.
Uh-huh.
It is really a complete reinterpretation. But if it was on, and then I don't know why it isn't on. Well, we got the eagle. We can't get everything,
Yeah.
right? But those pipes would be putting all this water above us. No? And now it's time to talk about the palm tree. You see the palm tree? We see one there, one over there, and I'm gonna take you to the other side to see the ones that are lined up down that avenue. But it turns now, guys, that there was a president. This is a story. It's more like an urban legend. Might be true, might not be true. But anyway, the thing or the point, the idea is that Miguel Alemán, that president that really started with this interesting transformation of Mexico, he was a fan of the palm tree. He really liked them, and he was the one that, in this like myth or urban legend, he was the one that introduced the palm tree as an element to the construction of Mexico
What's
City.
up?
Hola, está bien delicioso ese café. Salucita. Ahorita, our friends were just getting high, no? Like,
Yeah.
but now it's
Now
more
that
and more
it's legal?
possible. Yeah, now that it's really
Kind of
almost
illegal, no? Partially legal, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do that back in the day when I was 20, but it was like it was midnight. It was like
yeah.
12 at night. There was no one around, and I was always like looking around. But now
Yeah.
it's so here it is. You can see it there.
Yeah, the palm trees.
This whole avenue, guys, Vertis Avenue. It is, I don't know, maybe about 15 kilometers long,
Yeah, it's
probably.
huge.
And at least 10 kilometers out of those 15 kilometers have this median in the middle and these palm trees all over. So this is when you're walking or driving, or when you're in Mexico City and your Uber drives you around a place that has a median and a lot of palm trees all over.
Yeah.
You know that you're in Narvarte neighborhood, because this comes together with the moment when this president was ruling over Mexico. He wanted to have palm trees as this is the explanation, as part of the Mexican landscape. So ever since, they have been here, and that's why the metro station symbol to this, closer to this neighborhood, is the palm tree. No,
Yeah.
the main palm
It's interesting, and it's not even that close.
It's not even that close, but you can find also palm trees over there.
Yeah, that's
Easily.
true. That's true. Getting hungry, Rodrigo.
Well, there's many places to eat here.
Yeah.
Ubish. Many places. There are some famous Arab tacos known as doneraki.
Yeah, I have actually never eaten there. Have you?
I used to when I lived here.
Yeah.
Those were my days of emancipation
Yeah.
and freedom.
So you eat daily there.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there every day, but
How old were you when you?
I was 20
20.
to 22. I was living here, maybe like a year and a half.
Adam asked, is retail cannabis available in CDMX like it is here on California, or still only on the streets?
Still only on the street, but now more and more like it's easily more and more available,
Yeah.
and it's very close now. You can really have a direct message, a direct contact to someone that has retail cannabis. No,
Yeah.
different how do you call this, sprouts, or I forgot the word.
The sprouts, the leaves.
No, the leaves, yeah.
Like the seeds.
No, it's like a
Cocos?
like a breed, no? Like the fusion of these two, and so you have a mango kush, or you have a noti or kali or blah.
Yeah, true. I don't know.
I
Lenny says,
forgot the word.
you're always hungry. Yeah.
There's taconaco.
I have never eaten there.
No, me neither. Maybe a couple of times.
You know, I have heard that chain, what they actually did is that they searched for taquerias that they were not that popular, that they were almost failing, and then they sold this idea of like, we are going to hipsterize
over.
you. Yeah. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's why it started to become like a chain, no? Because they were taking over the small taquerias.
Yeah, that they were not making it really well, no? And they established their chain.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think there are a couple of things that are cool about the process they use to to cook the meat. But like it's always grilled or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a very recent chain and not our best first choice.
No. Adam says it will become a huge market, the weed industry. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually already starting to feel the approach of that. No. It's, like right now, guys, those guys were not only having a joint there, they were also having a kawama, which is a very big beer, and this is a very decent neighborhood. So 2 years ago, they were really jeopardizing their freedom status because of breaking the law, and now it's so easier.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Indrani says Taconaco is not good. Hola. I have never seen Indra here. That's great. Taco Naco, Naco. Adam, exactly. They played with that word, Naco, Taconaco. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope they had fun.
All right. The bad thing of this area that it has all these 6 avenues over here is that it's a pain in the ass to cross the street.
Yeah.
Because there's no lights.
And this is only on walking. Imagine how hard it is when you're riding your bike.
Yeah.
It's twice as difficult.
Adam says, cannabis retail is like the Apple store here. It is super premium, very expensive.
Yeah. A friend of mine just spent like a month in California with his family. And he was giving us all that report almost every day, you know, like, well, this is what I was able to get, and it cost me this, and we were like, what? Let's go.
This area seems very, very Art Deco. Was it a rich area at one point?
Yes, it was, and it still is, but it was exactly what came after Art Deco.
Yeah.
So as we were saying, guys, there is some remains or some elements that kind of like ended integrated in the new expression of architecture. But yeah, we were talking about this is the 50s. and the 60s, and Art Deco's biggest moment, no, like real season when it was great here, was the 20s and the 30s. And it's this one is more like streamlined. I think it's the Indra. If you're listening, help us out here. What would be the apart from functionalism and modernistic architecture? Would it be considered streamlined? Some of the things we see here. I don't know.
Let's see if she answers. Adam says it's a luxury product, the weed over there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't like that before. Oh, also
Look at this place. You're going to love it, guys.
Uh-huh.
Take a look to this place and take a look to the name. It's called Pinche Gringo. Pinche Gringo Barbecue. So this place, I know that it's started by a few Americans. Not sure exactly where or what. Do you know anything more about this place?
I only know that it's quite famous, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure it had some kind of in investment, or that it's some kind of like a society with a foreigner. Yeah, I think it's someone from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
But they just chose this. They picked this name. This place has been here for maybe about 7-8 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this combination of words, guys, like pinche gringo, it's so frequently used by Mexicans, no?
Yeah.
Especially when we're talking about your former president, no? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
talking about Donald Trump, no?
Yeah. This is the
Greetings to
local
Donald
name
Trump.
of Donald Trump.
Yeah,
This is the Mexican local name.
The Mexican local name, no? But it's just like a very common. It's like to say pinche Ubish, pinche
Yeah.
Rodrigo, no?
Yeah,
Like, just want to call someone, no? So pinche gringo is not always something like aggressive. It's not
Yeah.
always something bad. It can also be used in a very friendly manner.
Yeah.
And so probably this guy kind of like try to make fun of that and
Yeah.
take advantage of that to start this restaurant that is a barbecue. And it's actually quite hipster, quite cool, quite famous, and it's not actually bad quality. It's good quality.
Yeah. Any president, Adam
Take a look at
says.
this one, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, any president, yeah. This is a very old sign of directions, guys. And we have again the word Xola, which was that main avenue we will find over there. Then we have the word Palenque, but this is not pointing to where the real Palenque is at, guys.
Yeah.
The real Palenque is in the state of Chiapas, and it's one of our greatest Mayan cities. But the thing is that the whole neighborhood in Narvarte has been given names of pre-Columbian cities that are archaeological sites to this day, found in all the territory of Mexico. So we have Palenque, and then above that we have Cuauhtemoc, which would be the name of the alcaldía, which would be the borough, and also the name of the avenue we're going to finish the tour at.
Yeah. Indrani says, Narvarte is mixed with Art Deco, neo-colonialism, and streamline, and in the 50s, functionalism. Adam says, oh my God, those trees. Yeah, those huge trees over there. And Indrani says, there are an architecture boom right now with very modern architecture. That's why it's very expensive right now.
Oh yeah, there's a street called Monte Alban, guys, that has some of the really some of the coolest developments of the present days. No, these are very minimalistic, but at the same time cool, fresh. No, with ecological and eco-friendly, and with green roof gardens and stuff like that. On Monte Alban Street, we have some of the best. We have Diego Rivera there. Yeah, Mr. Rivera, and a couple of stickers that are interesting. No, quite
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's keep going.
Let's keep it going. All right. I was going to say about this restaurant, the Pinche Gringo became kind of famous with, how do you call it? When Donald Trump was, deporting a lot of, they were not even Mexicans, like from all Latin America. And Pinche Gringo was kind of popular to employ a lot of these deported people. So there's even like a small video on YouTube that they did about this. So I think that was one of the main jobs that they started to get when they came here. And another one was call centers, because a lot of them, they had a really good English accent. They were just making calls to annoy you over there, guys.
Or to give you some customer service when your Comcast wasn't working or your Time Warner cable.
Yeah. This place, I haven't seen it before. I think it's kind of a new.
Speaking from experience, guys, actually. That was me 9 years ago.
Yeah? In what For like they were usually for different companies, right? Those like twin buildings are beautiful.
Those are probably one of the most iconic constructions in not those in particular, but exactly that style.
Yeah.
You'll see it repeatedly over Narvarte neighborhood. So they are buildings that have these two apartments on overlooking the street. The whole balcony is divided half for one of the apartments, the other half is for the other
I mean,
apartment.
it's not even divided. It's like
Yeah,
improvised.
exactly. It's
No?
improvised. Actually, some people really appreciated the privacy and they put a wall there.
Yeah.
But I mean, before it was just like you could come out there and have coffee with your neighbor.
Yeah. Morning. Oh, let's see, 100 pesos en la compra de mayores. Haz tu pedido anticipado por WhatsApp. Reciben la sucursal. So, it's seafood. I have to come here to do the research.
And you know the unexpected monster of gentrification that started taking over and like possessing neighborhoods just like Condesa or Roma.
Yeah.
As little by little moving out of those neighborhoods to discover new kingdoms, new areas, new regions. And Narvarte is the one that is undergoing gentrification right now, guys. And this little boulevard here, it was always important for gastronomy, but now it's becoming more hip. No?
Yeah, hipster.
Yeah, and like over there is a panaderia, traditional panaderia. So that's a bakery, guys. It's where you can buy delicious conchas and pan de muerto, dead bread, and all the different pastries we have. And then we have this doneraki. It's the taqueria from the Arab Tacos here in the corner, the original one. There's a convenience store also, well, a grocery store also. There's a couple of cafes. Actually, the one I used to visit is no longer here.
Lenny says, FYI, Trump deported less people than Obama. Most people don't know that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
That's right, yeah. That's right.
I have heard of that, but I also heard the other thing that I don't like. Obama deported, but he didn't put like babies in a cage. Yeah. So I don't know. None of those two scenarios sounds good, because well, a lot of the parts of the U.S. are parts built by immigrants. So,
I personally don't support government.
Yeah, me neither.
In general.
Any in general. Wow, that's a church.
Yeah, that's the church.
Interesting.
And again, take a look at the architecture here in the corner.
Yeah, again the balconies, the circle windows.
Those circular windows were most times they were the restrooms, guys. So that's like the window for the restroom, for the bathroom.
Yeah.
Of those apartments.
Yeah, true.
And most times they are just next to the shower. So you would be like taking a shower
and checking the neighborhoods.
And checking the neighborhood, yeah.
So if we have a drone, we can just send one over there.
And spy on you.
And spy on you. And sell you in OnlyFans.
And now, if I'm not mistaken, this would be the city for Tajín.
Ah, look, Adam says, don't go there. Obama built those cages, by the way. Obama built the cages with Biden. I hate to say it, but Obama had people in cages too. Well, maybe it was less in the media. But yeah, let's keep this stream out of politics, and let's just enjoy what we can see and what you can learn. So look at the church. It looks like a coin over there, like
it's almost like a coin, a massive coin.
But no more politics. Look at this. This even makes me think that I might come to this church. Thank you. Look, another place for rent over there. That looks very new, that building. Maybe smaller apartments, but I like a lot this neighborhood. Look at this church. We still love you. Thank you, Adam.
This is the church of Sagrada Corazon, so the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
That explains the image. Yeah.
And well, again, another very, very different style of church. It's so 40s, so 50s, so functionalistic also, no?
Yeah.
Those bell towers, they look more like military stations or something. Like someone there's flank shooters, no?
Yeah.
with a sniper rifle up there, and just looking around.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Sacred Heart of Baby Jesus, held by Virgin Mary in a very Spanish representation, no, very classic Spanish representation.
True.
But it's the church for these several blocks around.
Okay. Now where are we going?
We're gonna finish over there by
Okay.
Metro Ethiopia, if that's all right.
Brutalism. Yeah, yeah, it looks like brutalism, but those bricks.
There are tiles also.
Yeah, interesting.
And this little island here, it's like it's not a street. It is not also a sidewalk itself,
Yeah.
but it's a place where in the weekends there is a fantastic barbacoa stall.
Ah, really?
Yeah,
Saturdays or Sundays?
Saturdays.
Because the other day that you told me about the barbacoa where I was staying in Sadi Carnot,
Uh-huh.
you told me when it was.
Yeah,
Saturdays, no?
Calera.
Yeah, but Saturdays. So,
Saturdays.
but it's a whole market. It's the whole market, so I couldn't find the barbacoa. I tried one,
no,
but it was not that good.
Oh no, this one is like a shop.
It's just
They
a
have
place.
a restaurant, like a place. A shop.
Ah. Well, I will come here if I can remember. Ah, well, it's in front of the church. Ah, something.
And then we continue to see the palm trees on the median. There's boulevards.
Yeah.
All of this is so classic and characteristic from this neighborhood.
Ingrani says, I approve that barbacoa.
Right? I know.
All right. If Ingrani says yes, then I will come.
The more hungover you can be when you try barbacoa, the better. It tastes better.
Yeah.
And if it's not a very good barbacoa, it will taste nice anyway.
Yeah. All right.
And so, well, we continue to see this is a very nice area, especially like at night. There's so much life. There's so much going on. There's cafes, there's restaurants, there's bakeries, there's fried chicken, there's drugstores.
What's the name of this street? Diagonal San Antonio?
This is Cumbres de Maltrata. It is a region in Mexico, in the way between Puebla, Oaxaca, around there.
Okay.
No, sorry, into Veracruz and Tabasco. Sorry.
Okay. Eduardo Rangel se olvidaron las tortas de pierna.
Ah,
Saludos,
no,
banda.
no, we never forget. But that's a good point. Lalo, Lalín. Saludos, hermanote, ¿cómo estás? Espero todo chido. Un abrazo.
La Huerta. Yeah, there's so many restaurants over here.
And Cumbres de Maltrata. So this is actually Lalo. Lalo was with me when we drove over Cumbres de Maltrata highway, and it's hello there.
Marquis Studios, gotta go for now. Thank you for this. Yeah, Marquis, no worries. And you can hit that subscribe button.
Yeah,
that will help
please.
us a lot. Or share this stream. That also will help us. So you were saying about Cumbres de Maltrata?
Yeah, Lalo and I were together riding because we went to a conference in Cancun.
Okay.
But we went by road trip, and
Ah.
that area has this very
From
big,
here?
from here.
Damn it.
It's very curvy. There's very difficult curves, and you have mountains. These cumbres, these mountains on both sides of you.
I can see those curves.
So scary sometimes. So that's the name of this street. There's a bicycle shop over there also, guys, known as Bisimaniacos, and there's a drugstore next to it.
Uh-huh.
But the bicycle shop has been there for many years, and now it's getting a lot more like a renewal time because bicycles are becoming so popular.
So Morcavis is Morquecho and Davis combined. By the way, it's me and my wife last names. Ah, okay. So,
Cool.
who are we watching right now? Morquecho or Davis? Who's watching?
Or both.
Or both? So we are running low on battery, but we are almost done.
Yeah, we're finished.
So I hope that you have been enjoying this, guys. We are almost done. Remember that we are doing these live streams 3-4 times a week sometimes. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button. You can write a comment. You can share it on Facebook. Well, you can subscribe, but follow the page. On Twitch also you can subscribe. And on Hubs you can actually make donation as soon as you start to watch the streams, which is great because we are a very tiny channel. We just started a couple of months ago, but we have been really enjoying it. And look at this I like a lot this. They
Oh
do
yeah, there's a mini
crepes.
coffee stall there.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I
Wow.
want to come to
I'm gonna have a coffee.
right now.
We're just gonna have a coffee as soon as we're over. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to show you. Just wanted to show you. Hola.
Hola. Adam, thank you for that. Appreciate your work. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have noticed, but there's a lot of auto cinemas right now. Like a lot of the parking lots have been turned into auto cinemas.
Yes, I've been seeing it.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
that's going to be the new movie theaters.
Yeah, again, it's the moment to invest in auto cinemas.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is where we could probably finish the tour, unless Obish has something else to say.
No, no, no.
It's been just a lovely afternoon. We are ready to. We are starting to feel the humid presence, the presence of humidity. There's more clouds. It's not raining yet. It will probably give us some showers in April, but it's very nice. Just as a couple of advices, probably the best time to visit the city would be starting in early March and then come all the way to July, August. July, August, where the rains start to fall a lot more. Like, of course, that's the season of rain. This you will really enjoy a lot, no?
Yeah.
And then, well, this is the final portion. We are standing in another important crossroad or crossing, no, intersection of different streets or avenues. Again, the same Shola Avenue. It's just coming from west to east. And then this one is known as Cuauhtemoc. Again, a strong presence of this Mexica leader in this area. But the whole site here, this roundabout or this intersection, it's also where the station of the Metro Ethiopia is found in Mexico City. Ethiopia means Ethiopia, or Ethiopia, the country in Africa, Ethiopia. And this station in the metro is here because one of the cool things and secrets, like a fun fact of Mexico City, is that the president of Ethiopia and also the reverend or the biggest, like the enlightened person of the Rastafari religion, Mr. Haile Selassie, visited Mexico and he came to this facility, to this place also. So there is a monument down here in the metro, underground, above Venido, sorry, that is dedicated to Haile Selassie, no, the Rastafari leader of the religion that was, for example, followed by Bob Marley and all the Rastafaris from Jamaica. So that's one of the very fun facts here. There is a connection with Ethiopia, and that's why this metro station has that name.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Rodrigo, for being here. And Benjamin says, Indrani, next time you give us another tour of all the clubs that you used to go. Yes, Indrani, you hear that. So anyway, we are out of the live stream. We hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We love you guys. Thank you for watching, for staying with us, and stay safe.